of my goal getters. Welcome back to another episode of The Mental Perspective. My name is Jenna Weinstein, owner of Ripple Effect Performance, and today we're going to talk about excuses. Everybody's got them, we've all made them from time to time, and I think we have a tendency to make a lot of excuses when it comes to setting and achieving our goals. And I wanted to talk to you all about 3 common reasons why we make excuses that halt our progress when it comes to our goals. So let's get after it. So why do we even make excuses? Typically, we make excuses to get out of doing something that we don't want to do. Like when my husband says, "Hey babe, can you help me mow the lawn and do some yard work?" I find myself saying things like, "Oh, you know what, babe? I forgot to tell you that I actually have some other work that I have to do, and I just can't help you mow the lawn right now." That's a very good excuse to get out of something that I don't want to do. And oftentimes I find myself making excuses for my goals. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that also. Why would we make excuses to get out of doing things that we should want to do? Goals are things that we want to accomplish, that we want to make progress on. So why would we make excuses for those? And what I found after thinking about it for a while is I don't think we're trying to make excuses. I think we have some fears about our goals that we're not addressing. And those fears are causing us to make these excuses. So I want to talk about 3 specific fears that could be coming into play when it comes to us achieving our goals. The first fear that we might have that causes us to make excuses that prevents us from making progress to our goals is the fear of failure. And I've talked about this before on an earlier video about the fear of failure, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that video in the description below. But basically, if we have a fear of failure, we might be a perfectionist at heart, which means we're not even going to try to do something if it can't be perfect off the bat. So in terms of setting goals, if we don't think we're going to set or achieve this goal perfectly, if we think we might make a mistake along the way or the outcome isn't going to be perfect, we might not put our full effort into this goal, or we might not even continue pursuing it once we make a mistake or hit a roadblock. So if you think that the fear of failure is holding you back, make a note of that. The second fear that could come into play that leads to us making excuses, which prevents us from making progress towards our goals, is the fear of the unknown. Oftentimes when we set goals, we can predict that some things might happen. Certain things are going to pop up along the way that we can anticipate and expect, but other times there are tons of things that we can't predict or control. And that fear of the unknown can really hold us back, especially if we're the type of person that likes to be in control and likes to control everything 100%. And the moment that you're faced with an unexpected obstacle and don't know how to control the situation, you're more likely to give up and stop making progress towards your goals. So if you know that you might have a fear of the unknown or the uncertain, make a note of that as well, because that could be holding you back in your progress. And the third fear that can come into play with us making excuses, which prevents us from making progress towards our goals, is actually the fear of success. And I'm sure a lot of you are looking at me right now and saying, "Jenna, isn't the point of setting goals meant to be to achieve success? So why would we even set goals if we're afraid of being successful?" That's a really good question, and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the truth is, if we have a fear of success, it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't want to set goals and be successful. It's more rooted in the fact that we're not confident in our abilities to actually achieve success, or we don't feel worthy of success. So if you have a fear of success, it might actually be more of a confidence issue. You might doubt yourselves. You might doubt your ability to do certain things. So if you're met with a certain challenge, that's where your confidence is going to start being challenged and pushed. And if you don't think you can meet that challenge, you might give up. So if you think that you have a fear of success and that you don't have the confidence in yourself to achieve your own goal, you might need to face that fear in order to overcome it. So what do we do now? Now that we know these 3 big fears are coming into play, what do? Do we just say, "Okay, well, I guess we do nothing"? No. Now you're aware of what your fears are. So what I need you all to do, what I challenge you all to do now, is think about which fear or fears come into play for you when it comes to achieving your goals. Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of the unknown? Or is it the fear of success? And once you are aware of what your fear is, now you can face your fear. And once you face your fear, you're less likely to make excuses for yourself along the way. And if you do find yourself making excuses, you're more likely to be cognizant of when you're making those excuses, and you're going to be more likely to get back on track and start putting effort into your goals rather than excuses. So what I want to see from you all is comment down below what excuses you tend to make for yourself. I know for me personally, I've dealt with the fear of success for a while. There have been so many times where I didn't think that I was worthy of the success that I was trying to achieve. And I didn't believe in myself to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And I've had to face that fear over and over again in order to overcome it. And it's still something that plagues me in the back of my mind, but at least I'm more aware now that if I'm not starting to make progress on my goal, it's probably because I'm not confident in myself in a certain way, shape, or form. And I can overcome that fear now and deal with it more easily head on. So comment down below what your fears are that impede your progress on your goals, and I want to know what you're going to do to try and overcome those fears now that you're more aware of them. And remember folks, if you're finding these videos helpful and useful, be sure to give them a like, and be sure to subscribe to this channel as well, and share these videos with other people in your lives, because if you're finding them beneficial, I know other people will as well. And I'm here to bring you strategies that are going to help you strengthen your mindset, that are going to help you accomplish your goals, which will lead to you being more successful in life. Because that's what the ripple effect is, folks. So let's start your ripple effect today.